I've just finished this kind of fantastic book about Quentin Tarantino, about his love of film and his deep, intense knowledge of it. And it gives you a real insight into how he became a filmmaker and made the films he made. It was a gift from Charlie Mahoney, and I'm gonna give it back to him. It's a gift. I'm gonna give it back to him so because he's a big film buff and he knows someone who could appreciate it rather than just sitting on my shelf never to be read again. Books need to be read. And what I'm going to start now is another gift. This one's from Philippa Moe, Steppenwolf, by Herman S. Never heard of the book, never heard of him. Just reading a bit on the back. It kind of says it's the hip Bible of 60s counterculture. So, anyway, but then someone has told me that it's a hard read. But, got to give it a go. And this is an old copy. This is Philippa's own copy. She wants me to read it because it's her best ever book she's ever read. So, of course, got to give it a go. Steppenwolf has something nice inside from Philippa. Dear Michael, wishing you a very happy birthday. Thank you for your friendship and support over the past few years. It has meant a lot to me. With love, Philippa. And she said in brackets, my favourite book ever. And I've started reading it and it's kind of going round in circles. Not a lot's happening. Nothing's happening. But you are getting an insight into Steppenwolf. But, you know, I don't know where it's going. We shall see. I will persevere. You know, if it's her book and she's given me her old copy, then, you know, I'm obliged to read it. What's that say? Just finished reading this McCartney. It's quite old, like 1988. So, yeah, good. And you know, if it's not an autobiography, you get all the dirt stuff, what they don't really want to know. So that was good. But just handy finishing that because now I can start reading the books that I got for my birthday, such as the Gentle Author's Cries of London. Ain't really a read, it's more like a dip in and out book. There's some very fine, very cheap. It's about what the market people used to cry out in the markets when trying to sell their wares. Yeah, it's a book about the costermongers and market people trying to sell their wares. It's pretty simple. Buy a mat. Yeah, I'll have one of them, mate. And I'm back. I think I've only been over here twice in the last month, but here I am. Loads of excuses why, but you don't want to hear them. Anyway, here I am. Let's go. Well, first person I see was Husky Man. He had a little moan. He said, where have you been? I ain't seen you for ages. Oh, I said, I've been coming over later when it's a bit lighter. Didn't say I ain't been. I said, I thought I'd see you though, because Spurs won. Yeah, it's one reason to come. Not the only reason. Yeah, I've had a bad back. I've been busy, I've been away, it's been raining a lot. Kind of, Nina ain't been to the allotment for 3 weeks because it's been too wet down there. Everything's rotten or everything's massive. I won't be just the latter. Went to the Marilyn exhibition in Bermondsey Street yesterday. Nina really wanted to see it, so I got 2 tickets. Yeah, it's good. It's you know, there's stuff that's there, like some curlers for her hair and chiffon scarves and old shoes and some of the clothes, because they're 60 odd years old now, they've been moth-eaten because they wasn't stored properly, and yeah, and some nice history you get to hear about her life. You know, she was a good woman. Ended up with men who wanted her to be a fucking housewife. The most famous actress in the world, and they wanted to be an housewife. They're cunts. So she fucked them off. Good. There's been some changes here, look. Lots of goals. Can't really see it. I do most filming on the second lap. Well, the Merc has gone. Wonder what happened. So what's been happening? Well, had a surprise trip to Norfolk. Near first took me to Kingsley, where we went to this big estate where they had like 100 Anthony Gormleys dotted around the grounds, which is fantastic. And there was also other artists exhibiting there, or not exhibiting, their kind of works are always there. One skyscape. We're going to this like round white room, all white, but there's a big rectangle in the ceiling. You just look up at the sky. It was a nice blue sky with some fluffy clouds going across, so you sit there, it's like watching a film of the sky. Fantastic. And then the next day we drove somewhere else, and went somewhere else to an hotel, Beaverwood, where we had a walk around the town. It's where Nelson grew up and the Chartists began. Couldn't even get a postcard there. I was hunting around for hours trying to get a postcard in there, and I was shaming the locals in the shops. All this history, you ain't got a postcard for tourists. And they was they hung their heads in shame. And then in the hotel it was like a 10-course tasting menu with 7 accompanying wines. Oh, it's fantastic. But we could only do 8. Stopped at the cheese board and said, don't bother with the coffee and petit fours, mate. Couldn't eat the cheese, we backed that up. I'll take it. Yeah, beautiful, lovely, nice surprise. This is odd because this ain't the usual Flightpath. So I've reasoned I saw they've changed it. Strange bird in here. Oh, don't tell me it's gone now. Sounds like an old phone ringing. Yeah. There she goes just when I spoke. What a wanker. Autumn is definitely here now. Tell by the trees and the leaves on the floor. There's all the still kind of machinery over there, but it looks like they're almost there now. Goals of different size. So I bought an old dandy from 1966, and someone out of Bermondsey sent in a bit about their town, Bermondsey. Got an old page to himself, and I tracked the fella down He lives in the next turning to Nina. So I'm going to visit him on Wednesday and give him a copy of the old comic, because he ain't got one. Yeah, that'd be good. And yeah, I'm going to write it up for the paper. That's the idea of it. Mr. Dog Squad. Dog in pram. Dog on lead. Others running free. Oh hell. He's sorry in the bushes. I went for a nice walk along Regent's Canal the other day. And with a nice bit of lunch. Yeah, bit of lunch opposite Camden Market. So it was like a lot of canal walking and then a bit of urban. Made our way from Maida Vale to King's Cross and went our separate ways. That was a scenic walk and a scintillating talk. 0.2 mile. It's got 1 degree colder. I'm happy with that.